All right, super stoked. We are here. Instagram, the man, Kyle, at our buildings. Dude, tell everyone who you are. Come on, everyone who doesn't know, tell them who you are.
Well, I'm a Barndominium builder, but mainly post-frame construction. So that's like our niche. We don't do stick frame. We don't get into red iron. It's all, timber, wood, post-frame construction. And Northern Illinois, do a lot of social media. Like I said, our buildings on Instagram, but it's the same across Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. I just try to share what I've learned to help others that are coming up, because when I started, there's nothing. You either had to go to a crappy trade school because they were never funded well and it wasn't something that you were taught to do. It was go to college.
Right.
So when I got into the trades, it was like you either learn from your boss, which I didn't have one because I started myself.
Right.
I was kind of dumb and just went right in all in by myself. But just kind of decided that we need to teach more. And with social media, I've been able to hit a lot of people, get to a lot of people, learn a lot of things.
Right.
And so that's what I do, man. I build every day, but I also try to educate.
So what's the goal? What do you have? I was going to say, what's the goal for the company?
What I want to go ahead and bring up too is that, you are really kind of one of the OGs in the area for Barndominium.
Yeah.
So when we were starting, just getting into doing the plans and engineering for Barndos, we're in Florida.
Yeah, a little bit different market.
Yeah.
Very different market. But I can't tell you how many times people brought up your videos to say, hey, this is the type of style that we want for the interiors.
Right.
How do we make that work for the markets?
Right.
So for the contractor, we do Barndominiums only out of red iron steel in Florida.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that we deal with. We don't deal post frame. We don't have the skilled labor in Florida.
Well, you also have engineering that you have to consider, and I'm assuming in certain counties, the red iron gives you that stamp very easily.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I just want to go ahead and do a big shout out there.
Yeah.
When we got our start,
that's cool, man.
You were the one that people brought up day in and day out, and really made us go ahead and kind of pay attention to your entire process.
That's cool. I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of people doing barndos, right? And the industry, the Barndominium or the post frame industry, is still years behind when you walk around this show.
Yeah, for sure.
And so my whole thought is, how do we bring it forward? You got to start forcing the customers to see these higher end things and then come to you guys and me and say, this is what we want.
Yeah. We
don't want it status quo the way it's been done for the last 10 years. We want the way it's getting done now in other industries. So by continually sharing and I'm doing my own personal shop.
Right.
And the way we're doing it, the details, the products used, they're not getting done anywhere this way. You have to go to high-end residential, stick frame homes to get this detail. But by pushing it into post frame, I think it's actually quite easy. And it's far superior in the end result than a traditional home with less effort. And so the goal is to push the industry forward through the use of social media, because it's like keeping up with the Joneses. When people see things on social media, well, that's what I want. And that's the only way to document. You got to educate the client. You can't just show up and be like, hey, this is what we're gonna do for you. It's gonna cost more money, but it's better, trust me.
Nice.
Nice.
We have a discussion. I want your opinion on it. We have a discussion all the time where it's Barndominiums and that. Sometimes that's a stereotypical word, and sometimes people will say, I don't want to live in a Barndominium, and they have that mindset. So we were thinking structural building, structural home. Where do you think that's going to shift, or is it or not going to?
I don't know, because I think I fight the same battle where it's it's a barn to me, but it's not a barn, dude. And that's exactly why I continue to try to push the envelope on products and methods and details in our builds, to be listen, this may be built at the core root of the structure being large timbers, not traditional 16 on center studs, but look at these benefits. And then you spell out all the benefits that you gain, the lack of thermal bridging, the larger backs of insulation, the more area you can put in. People are like, yeah, and did I tell you that we had the roof on it in 3 days?
Yeah.
And now everything inside that we're building out, all your subfloors, all your studs, nothing's getting wet.
Right.
Therefore, when drywall's done, everything is protected.
So much better.
Yes.
That's awesome.
No drywall. I've not had a building yet that we've built a Barndominium into that's had a drywall crack. And why do you suppose that is?
Because it's sitting there and covered this whole entire time.
Because the lumber comes off the truck, goes in the building, and never gets weathered. Therefore, it's not soaking and doesn't do the dry out period and shrink and crack.
That's awesome.
There's just a lot of benefits, and I think as long as we continue to educate the Barndominium term, it won't have a negative, aura around it. It'll be hey. But I think the biggest misnomer, misconception is the barndo is inherently cheaper.
Yeah.
People are going to spend every day. People are going to spend what they're going to spend, and you can, when they say, "Hey, my budget's $500,000 or whatever," They just end up going bigger.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're saving money, but they can typically get more square footage for their dollar.
You definitely see an inflection point there, right? So
Yeah.
like, there's probably around like 3,000 square foot
Yep.
condition, where if you're under that, it's conventional build, or it's cheaper to build a conventional home. Over that 3,000 condition square foot is where you start seeing like an incremental increase in that. So
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. It's all about finding that happy medium, but also educating the client on, like, you know, at the end of the day, your finishes, your window package, all those things will add to the cost. That
Right.
we can't. The Barndominium cost to stick frame cost isn't a great enough difference to offset still going out and getting top tier materials.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So.
Well, just want to say thank you.
Yeah, man.
It's a pleasure meeting the Godfather of Barndo's.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
man.
and
Get on in Florida.
we got a few going right now. So
Okay.
when we're done, we're bringing you to Florida.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Hey,
brother.
have a good show.
Kyle.
Mr. R.R. Buildings himself. You are the post frame king.
Right.
We are the Red Iron guys. We want you to come out to Florida to see what we got going on.
This is an open invite, Kyle. Our expense to you, no problem. We got you. We're gonna take you fishing. We're gonna, I don't know. We're gonna take you around town. We're gonna take you to the best meals on the planet. When are you
never been
coming to
fishing in his
Florida?
life.
I'll throw up if I go deep sea fishing. It is so true. Like the equilibrium's all up. I got sick on the ferry up in New York. Anyway, we're calling you out. Come on to Florida. We'll see you soon.